Greetings and welcome to Crowned Awakening, where we remember, we return, and we rise. If you're new here, I'm Queen Tasha, and today is Wisdom Wednesday, where I share a weekly oracle reading to provide guidance, clarity, and confirmation for your weekly goals. If you're watching this video, your spirit guides have a message for you. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Now, let's get into it.
Crowned up, tuned in, yeah, she back on the scene. A lightning magnet, call her energy supreme. Stepping in her purpose with a glow so serene. This is crown awakening, the return of the queen. This is crown awakening, the return of the queen.
Alrighty, welcome to 2026. First reading of 2026. I will be reading again for, I think, the third time now, from our Secret Language of Oracle deck. And I think I'm going to do a 3-card pull today, just to set the tone and extend the video. I've been seeing some growth on the channel, so thank you to all who are watching. And if you are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and so that the message can continue to go into the algorithm and see other people as well. So before we get started, as usual, bring in my sage, clear the space, clear the energy. I hope everyone is doing well in this first week of this new calendar year, new Gregorian calendar year. And I hope all that are setting goals or preparing and or ready to start anew, one, you remember that it's still winter and you don't need to rush into doing anything. And number two, whatever sets you on fire and you feel called to do, let's get it. So, I'll just make sure. Oh, mic thing. It's not like these little shirts. Just stay in like one place. All right, let's get into this deck. Measure that. All right. And for this pull, we're going to call in the intentions of grounding and gratitude for making it this far, so far, especially with all of the fear traps happening, fear mongering happening in the world. It's getting real out there. Getting real out there in that 3D earth. It's getting real. But if you're living in the 4 and 5D, you are living outside of that whole craziness. But I am feeling immense gratitude for all of the downloads that I've been getting from the universe and my spirit guides on tying everything together for the grand plan of a multitude of abundance through self, works, passions, and gifts that return and cycle in huge rounds of abundance of money in my way and in your way, in all of our ways. Because it is our time. It is my time. For real. All right. Let's calling in the secret language of the animals to bring us the gift and guidance and clarity that we need for our week. What should we learn? I'll pull right off the top. We've got one. The Python. Discernment, detachment, transformation, and renewal. That's number 17. And then we've got the crayfish. Protection, preservation, or perseverance, vulnerability, and regeneration. Mini lobster. That's number 8. That's my favorite number. And then we have fire. The year of the fire horse. We're not in the fire horse season yet. We're still shedding the skin of the snake. But the fire is creation, destruction, beginning, and expression. And this is 28. Wow. The python is what we're coming out of. You know about the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year. The snake. And we are going into the fire horse. This is just fire, but the fire season. And yeah, I'm loving this already. Yay. It's over here. All right, so let's get into it. 17. Python. On the edge of an old growth rainforest, as birds and animals come and go, seeking, hunting, chasing, fleeing, one lies quietly waiting, coiled around the smooth skin of a native tree. Python allows the dapple sun, the warm rain, and all that she needs to come to her in perfect timing, or in perfect time. Oldest and largest of the snake family, python have tiny spurs on their body, reminiscent of where their ancestors may have once had legs. In their current form, they swim, climb, and they grow up to 30 feet, or 9 meters, in length and weigh over 310 pounds, or 140 kilograms. With a highly tuned sense of smell and heat, sensing organs in their lips, they are able to maneuver silently through the dark and can remain totally still for many hours, camouflaged by the environment before striking suddenly at passing prey. Shedding its skin regularly as it grows, python retreats into the shadow world of quiet isolation during winter months to call back its energy. To the ancients, snake represents both goddess and god, as well as the shadow side of spirit. In India, snake is the symbol for the kundalini energy, coiling around the spine as life force, birth, death, and renewal. Some Native American tribes revere the snake as the masculine symbol of protection and assertive power, while others honor it for the feminine energy of mothering, creation, and the moon. Celts saw the snake as a symbol of secret knowledge, the protector and guide between what has been and what will be. The message: Python silently enters your world to open the way to deep transformation and renewal. She calls forth the full realization of your dreams, not through exerted effort and chasing, but through quiet mastery of one of your greatest creative powers, intention. Take time to listen closely to the ancient calling of your soul. Clarify what you really want and allow this vision to ignite a fire of new possibilities within you. Nothing renews your spirit more powerfully than the awakening of a dream. Bold visions dissolve past perceptions of the possible and awaken within you a whole new way of being. Resist the temptation to rush off, sharing this new dream with others, or wasting your energy chasing after it. Take time instead to allow the embers of your desires to grow inside, harvesting the energy of your vision, calling it closer to you. With Python's ancient knowing finely attuned to the rhythm of life, she will help you sense when it is time to act, and to do so with great assertive power and accuracy. She can assist you to be patient and calm, but to seize the moment with great power when it matters the most. Maintain focus, but don't let your idea of how you think things are supposed to happen stop you from seeing what emerges before you. Letting go of your attachment to both past and future outcomes will give you an ability to feel the pulse of highest possibility and follow the energy of the moment. Be willing to look into the shadows, to see beyond the surface of your circumstance into the deeper truth and higher gifts this moment brings to you. And the affirmation is, I release the past to awaken the new. I see my world through the eyes of who I am becoming. Ashe. What's coming through for me is, it's definitely deeply personal, but also I think collectively. For me, because I spend a lot of time alone, when I have a download from the universe that's exciting, that excites me, I want to share it. And you have to go back to like that childhood. I've been reminded through a couple of different Instagram memes and stuff like that. Like keep some of your projects silent until it's ready. You know what I'm saying? Like don't tell everybody about everything, when it's in creation mode. There's that saying when you go back to childhood, and and still now, it's still practiced in the birthday ritual where you make a wish, but don't tell anybody your wish, otherwise it's not going to come true, that kind of thing. There's some truth to that. And then also, when there's a practice of like when women first find out they're pregnant, don't tell everybody until like a certain time, because you want that cultivation to happen in quiet and peace and without disruption. And so I find myself, always getting these downloads, and I want to run it past people. I want to get it all together, and then I just want to like release it. And that's like striking before it's ready. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I miss. A lot of times these downloads and ideas come through, and I'm somebody who gets a dopamine rush on like getting everything ready and setting everything up and being super excited about it, researching everything and planning, because I'm an event planner and I love to like plan and do that whole process of planning and checking things off and getting things done. Like there's a dopamine rush that I get specifically from doing that. But what I need to remember is that there needs to be, quietness in some of the ideas that I have. Now, not every idea, I have a lot of great ideas. I'm sure a lot of us do, especially if you're thinking thoughts in your head, like a neurospicy person. And you smoke a lot of weed. You get a lot of downloads. And I recently got a download last night when I was trying to do other things. I have a whole board of projects that I'm working on and I'm trying to get through. And, I've always got things that I'm trying to do too much all the time. Too much all the time. I can't help it. It's just part of my neurospicy personality. I try to manage it as best as I can so I don't overwhelm myself, but I've been doing too much. Doing too much. And I'll get a download that is so intense and so passionate. Sometimes I'll store it away and then it'll just be like an open tab on my computer screen in this program of my brain. And it will just be like, every once in a while we'll blank. Every once in a while I'll get a signal. It's like, don't forget about this. And I'll hold on to some of those tabs for years. It will be on my to-do list of things to do. And some seem urgent where I'm just like, I gotta do something like right now. Like I need to map it all out. I need to get it out. And a lot of times I use ChatGPT, which now my ChatGPT conversation is now named. We had this conversation the other night. A friend of mine here has a name for his ChatGPT because, when you're working in collaboration with ChatGPT, you want to, or AI just in general, you want to acknowledge that. And they're making you acknowledge that, but it's like, let's have some, what do you call it, etiquette when it comes to using AI. So I asked it what it wanted to be named. And it came up with a name. I'm still working on the phonetics of it, but it's Aurelian. And I ran that whole idea download as soon as it came in through Aurelian, and it's something that I'm going to follow through on. But it's like, I don't want to rush it. I've learned lessons from previous event planning and things on how to strategize and put this together, especially when I always come up with an idea that requires a lot of money and I have none to put toward it. And so I'm going to safeguard that for now. And I just want to encourage anybody, if you are working on something and you're excited about it, you're working on something new, or maybe, there's something you've been working on for a while, it's not quite done yet, like save it for yourself, or not for yourself, but save it until it's ready. Strike when it's hot and you're going to be able to get the return on the investment that you desire. But also, what came through for me with this as well is like, with the snake being, our present like animal within the lunar new year or the lunar year, we're still shedding skin. Like we're still shedding from the old and into the new. And if you are, track of all of that stuff, there is a rebirth happening with the fire horse, and it affects the fire signs. And I am a fire sun sign, Leo, yes. And I'm just really excited because it feels aligned. Like there's been years when I've gotten, you get these horoscope and prophecies and things from, it makes you feel hopeful. It gives you, a feeling to strive for, but it's not something that I probably fully believed would happen. That's why, it was delayed. A lot of my stuff just delayed because I didn't fully believe that it could possibly happen, that I was worthy of having it, whatever. But this feels the most aligned of like, because of all that has been called in up until now, from, starting a new initiative within my consulting business to lead back to the spiritual path in which I felt I've been calling in and knew that I would transform into, but didn't know when. And then moving to Mexico and saying, oh, this is the time. Like I got a huge download. Like this is the time to set it all up. And that encouraged me to start this new channel and do these readings on this channel and separate that from my other content of Queen Tasha TV. And now it's funneling into, even more things, just open up the floodgates for me to fulfill and or live in my destined purpose. And I am grateful. So it is. So yeah, I release the past to awaken the new. I see my world through the eyes of who I am becoming. That is 100,000% true. All right, let's get on to the next card, which is the crawfish, number 8. All right, protection, perseverance, and vulnerability regeneration. Freshwater cousin to the lobster, armored one of the water realm, crawfish brings to us the gift of polarity, opposites that complement each other, strength and vulnerability, independence and interconnectivity, protectiveness and receptivity. These are the way of the cray. The craw or the cray? So I guess it's crayfish. I'm saying crawfish, but it's really crayfish. Born into eggs called instar, crayfish spend their lives journeying the depths of underwater landscape. With an external skeleton that surrounds a soft inner body, crayfish has no bones at all. They are fiercely protected against those who oppose them and will literally tear each other's limbs off in a fight. But they are gentle and loving with their mates, and their limbs grow back. Crayfish walk forward, journey many miles across the underwater landscape, holding claws with each other for support, but swimming backwards, much faster than their walk. When crayfish molt each year, they shed their entire outer shell, then eat that shell to retain the calcium and phosphate it contains. In their vulnerability, they go into hiding until the new shell hardens around their body. As bottom dwellers, crayfish are living filters for the water, but they are also highly sensitive to contaminants. The presence of healthy crayfish in a body of water is a sign that the water they are living in is also healthy. The message. When crayfish crawls into your world, he calls you to consider your current life structures. The gift of structure provides safety and stability as we move and grow into the world. There are times when certainty and firm support are needed to harvest the strengths for your steps on the path. But crayfish come to remind you that yours is also a path of transformation and becoming. Within this journey, there will be times when you need to break from the current form in order to expand into the higher way. This does not mean rejecting or abandoning your current circumstances, but rather, as crayfish does each time it sheds, then eats its shell, to harvest the lessons and gifts of what has been in order to evolve and grow into a form that will fully honor and support who you are now becoming. Sometimes when we feel boxed in by our circumstances, our first response is to contract, pull away, push back, or defend. What would happen if instead of contracting, you expanded your vision to take in a much bigger picture? What would happen if instead of pulling away to avoid conflict with another, you stepped in closer with a commitment to work together? What would happen if instead of pushing back or defending your point of view, you opened yourself to truly see the world through the other person's eyes, seeking a solution that honors both and all? When we think we need to become more realistic, sometimes what we really need is to be more inspired. Crayfish call you to expand your perception of the possible, rather than shrinking to fit the current form. Challenge yourself to see beyond what you or others may have thought possible yesterday, and create a whole new form of expression that honors your greatest gifts and who you truly came here to be. You may feel called to spend time in quiet solitude in order to cultivate your inner strength and allow your new self to integrate. Know that this is normal. In fact, it is a central part of your journey. Know, too, that within your vulnerability, there is great power. When it comes time to share yourself with others, do so authentically, from your heart, and you will open the path to new levels of connection and depth of expression together. The affirmation is, harvesting the lesson of all that has been, honoring the gift of all that is. I expand my way of seeing, being, and doing in the world for the good of all. I read that one before. For some reason, as I was reading it, something was coming through me. I don't know, I guess kept slowing down and then speeding up in my brain. It was weird. Hope everything's all right in my brain. But this lesson also for me, is cohesive to the lesson of the Python, but more attaching it to being vulnerable and being open to facing challenges in a different way. And I think that is really important right now, for me specifically, as I'm here by myself. I'm definitely, when I go into some of these Facebook groups and stuff like that to connect with other people, I am being vulnerable about myself, putting myself out there, and then also, my goals and or dreams, because I am trying to call in a different type of way of living, which is more communally. I don't think that it's in our best interest as humans to be so independent. The independent woman syndrome has definitely been glamorized and glorified. As much as I value my independence, it has robbed me of feeling connected. And when you don't feel connected, you feel alone. And when you feel alone, that's when a lot of different other mental battles happen. That shouldn't. When you live within a tribe, those mental battles of feelings of alone and all those other subsidiary feelings that come along with that dissolve. They can't be super present in a real communal and tribal situation. You sit down, you talk, you're supported, you are provided guidance, clarity through perspective, and you're supported by your elders and your ancestors and your peers. And It's something that I've craved, I think, my whole life. I just didn't know what it looked like and what it could be. And I think that for all of us, we've kind of craved that. And we're starting to slowly remember that is the best way of living, is in community, not in family. Being forced to live in family can be toxic, because some of the people that you were born into on this earthly plane are not your people. Some are. Some family bonds and some family ties are really, really tight, and they're very connected. But not all of them are. And I think for me, I glamorized for a very long time of like, oh, and I think this comes from like the whole Disney fairy tale fantasy life that, you're born into some perfect family and that there shouldn't be dysfunction and And no, there could very well be, but it is your choice to decide who your tribe is or who your family is. Your relatives or people you're born into don't have to be your family. You can choose your family, you can choose your tribe. And when you do, that's when you feel the most connected. And I don't want to go on a full tangent about that. But thank you, Crayfish, for that lesson. And last but not least, the fire sign. How magical. You know what's crazy? Right after fire is the wild horse in this book. I love that. I love the synchronicities of things. All right, fire. Creation, destruction, beginning, and expression. It's the night of a new moon, and the air is fresh and cool. A circle of stones rests on the earth, mirrored by an outer ring of elders and children, gathered in peaceful reverence, all in still and silent, but for the quiet crackling of fire. Each brings forth a quiet prayer or offering. Then comes music, chanting, stories, laughter, as visions are lifted into the night sky by the spiraling breath of this sacred light. It's both calm and awakening, or calm and awakens the spirit of all who are present. To ancient Greek philosophers, fire was a sign of energy and passion. To the Celts, fire was a source of spiritual transformation. In traditional Chinese culture, fire brings the masculine energy of yang and the power of purification. To the Aztecs, fire is found in the seven-ray sun that symbols the phase of spiritual development in the soul of man. To many native cultures, fire is the sacred medium through which our deepest prayers and intentions are communicated to the universe. With sacred herbs offered to the embers, dreams and visions are sent to great spirits within spirals of rising smoke, opening the way for manifestation in physical form. In nature, fire stimulates growth and brings renewal and balance. At times, fire burns away and destroys old, cleansing and purifying the land for new growth. Different to the downward gravitational flow of water, fire energy rises, moving ever upward. From the center of earth up through mouths of volcanoes, fire brings the energy of creation, giving birth to the mountains, islands, and the earth of tomorrow. The message: when fire comes into your world, it does so with pure energy, passion, and the sacred power of creativity. No matter what you feel may have held you back in the past, fire now comes to burn away limitations, awaken the full expression of your creative potential. Fire brings fresh light, forward movement, and dynamic expression. Now is the time to move. If you are not sure which way to move or how to begin a new dream or journey, take time to sit with fire. Light a candle or a sacred flame in a circle of stones. Bring to it your prayers, your visions, and even your uncertainties. You may even like to bring an offering of sacred herbs or tobacco. Release your intentions to the higher power of your great spirit within. Open yourself to receive guidance for what is now needed to create the real shift you desire. Allow the clarity of fire to speak to your heart and to center your being. From this place, you will step forward with clarity and confidence, with faith and power in the directions of your dream. We can wait all day or life for the conditions to be right before we begin. But in truth, it is often our beginning that calls the right conditions into being. What if you knew that light on the path? What if you knew that the light on the path you have been waiting for is the one that's already glowing deep within you? With fire comes decisiveness, determination, and the will to initiate, to ignite, to light a new spark of possibility and follow it. Claim these gifts for your journey now. Clear the clutter and space around you to give yourself a chance to see and seize a new pulse of life force, new energy, new visions, and dreams that are ready to come through you now. Get excited. Be bold and expressive. Feel the breath of God moving through you. It is time to honor the great creative being that you are by moving into courageous action. Trust the vision of your dreaming, and with passion and fire, begin. And the affirmation is, I embrace the fire of life within me. clear and centered in my purpose, ignited by creative potential. I am a force for good in the world. Hashtag. Man, so many things came through. One, for me, this just happens to be aligning with the 2026 calendar season of years and things. I am not suffering from such huge winter blues because I'm in a place where it's warm and I'm not having to deal with that decline because of knowing the decline of the temperature. But I'm feeling the spark and fire to ignite in this season. As much as I'm telling everybody else, slow down, don't feel rushed to do anything unless you feel called. I am feeling called. Now, it definitely has to do with the energy of the fire and the fire horse, lunar new year, and all of the great prophecies from the astrologers that I follow and wise people that I follow that have prophesied that the Leos and fire signs are going to win this year. It's inevitable. And I feel that. I keep getting these downloads look here, universe. I got too much on my plate to be adding stuff. Okay? However, they are all connected in the greater purpose or gift or purpose fulfillment of what is possible for me to manifest in this year. So that's why it's coming through so strong, so aligned and connected, and with fire and passion. Now, yes, I am tired. Yes, I do have a lot of other external things simultaneously happening outside of the goddess-given passion that I am following, and so I'm doing my best to stay lifted, to stay motivated, to continue to follow the light, continue to allow the downloads to come in, process them, and feel what is necessary for me to pursue. As much as the reality of things keep trying to scare me in a sense that you're not going to make it, focusing on all this other stuff kind of thing. You need to focus on your survival instinct always wants to come up and creep in and steal my joy. Adulting always wants to steal my joy. But I feel this purpose coming through. So if you're a fire sign out there, or you've been feeling called to go into action, into motion, I feel let's do it. Let's get it. It's our year. Let's do it. If you have felt called to completely have a death of a previous life, a previous version of you, and rebirth of somebody who you have been desiring to want to step into, this is that time for sure to do that. And the path is being cleared for you. The path is being cleared with the fire. The fire is not only lighting the path, but it is clearing out the path. It creates destruction. There's destruction. There's always going to be all of this chaos and frustration and energy of destruction that's going to happen when you are transforming into the next person. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. That other bird had to die. Bad analogy. To rise up into this beautiful phoenix that is ready to win. And I definitely been feeling that all the way up to the end of this calendar year. Still feeling it. Still have all that, but at the same time, that fire is igniting me to rise up. That chaos from the fire and destruction of the person who I no longer need to be, who operates within the masculine, who operates from survival mode, who operates from just having enough, who operates from the hustle of things and not living in their purpose and being rewarded and honored for that. That's what's transforming for me and releasing that. I'm not holding on to it. I'm like, bad bitch. But it's difficult because, that's been my uncomfortable comfort for a very long time, to operate in that way, to protect myself. And I think building community and the things that I have in the works of providing that for the collective and myself is going to support all of this. It's all connected and it's all coming together right now. So don't give up. Don't let the matrix deter you from your desires. The matrix is going to do what it does. You just rise above it and live in your purpose. Period. I feel so good about this message, and that it's my first message of the year. So thank you to the secret language of animals for coming through with this confirmation and clarity and guidance for all of us to come through. It's winning season, baby, especially for us fire signs, okay? Yes. Well, that's all I have for today. I hope this inspired you, provide some clarity, provide some confirmation for your new calendar year. And until the next reading, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your week. Stay royal, stay rising, and live fearlessly free. I'm out.